Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, every one of us is born with a seed of greatness inside. That seed is called destiny. It is the purpose for which you were created, the assignment you were designed to fulfill. But listen carefully. Destiny does not fulfill itself. Dreams do not manifest by wishing. And potential does not automatically become reality. The world is full of people with talent, people with vision, people with big dreams, yet only a few ever rise to the fullness of their purpose. Why? Because talent may open the door, but discipline keeps you in the room. Destiny is never unlocked by desire alone. You can desire success. You can desire greatness. You can desire impact. But desire without discipline is only fantasy. It is discipline that bridges the gap between vision and manifestation. Discipline is the force that governs your choices. It is saying yes to what you want most and no to what you want now. It is the ability to master your appetites, your impulses, your distractions, and align your life with your purpose. Understand this. Discipline is the highest form of self-love. When you are disciplined, you are telling yourself, I am worth the sacrifice. My future is worth the pain of my present discipline. My destiny deserves my consistency. Without discipline, your potential remains just that. Potential. The graveyard is full of unrealized dreams. Not because people lack talent, but because they lack discipline. And true freedom is not doing whatever you want whenever you want. True freedom is mastery of self. When you are disciplined, you don't let circumstances control you. You control circumstances. The undisciplined life is a life at the mercy of moods. But the disciplined life is a life at the command of purpose. Hear me well. Greatness is never accidental. No one stumbles into destiny. Every man and woman who has impacted history lived with intentionality and discipline. They woke up when others slept. They studied when others played. They sacrificed when others indulged. My friends, your destiny is not determined by what you wish for, but by what you are willing to consistently do. The habits you repeat every day are either building your destiny or burying it. So I challenge you today, embrace force discipline. Let it become your lifestyle, your anchor, your strength. Refuse to be ruled by feelings. Refuse to be enslaved by distractions. Train your mind, train your body, train your spirit to obey your purpose. Because when you do, nothing can stop you. Not circumstances, not setbacks, not opposition. A disciplined person is unstoppable because discipline is the secret that unlocks destiny. Your future is waiting. Your destiny is calling. Discipline is the key. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you are meant to be. It is the structure that carries you from the land of dreams into the reality of achievement. A bridge is built to connect two places that otherwise would remain apart. In the same way, discipline connects your vision with its fulfillment. You see, without the bridge of discipline, your vision remains stranded on the other side, visible but unreachable. Many people stand on the shore of their desires, looking across at the promised land of their destiny, but they never cross because they refuse to build the bridge. They confuse excitement for progress. But excitement without discipline is just noise. Discipline is not glamorous, but it is powerful. It is the daily decision to put one step on the bridge, one act of consistency, one refusal to quit, one choice to rise early when you feel like sleeping, one choice to say no to distractions that pull you off course. Step by step, choice by choice, you are crossing into your destiny. The bridge of discipline demands sacrifice. It demands commitment. It demands that you delay gratification, that you endure seasons of effort without immediate results. But if you stay on the bridge, you will arrive. Dreams don't cross over by themselves. You must carry them across with discipline. Every bridge requires strong foundations, and the foundation of discipline is purpose. When you know why you are walking, when you know where you are going, you will endure the weight of the journey. Purpose gives discipline meaning, and discipline gives purpose manifestation. So remember, talent can see the destination. Desire can admire it, but only discipline can take you there. Destiny is never unlocked by desire alone, because desire is only the spark, not the fire. Everyone desires to succeed. Everyone dreams of a better future. But desire without action is nothing more than wishful thinking. You can desire to be healthy, but without the discipline to control your habits, health will remain a wish. You can desire wealth, but without the discipline to manage resources, wealth will slip through your hands. You can desire influence, but without the discipline to cultivate character, influence will corrupt you. Then, my favorite, on all accounts, desire is important. It awakens the vision within you. It gives you a glimpse of what is possible. But destiny does not respond to wishes. It responds to work. It responds to sacrifice. It responds to the daily grind that desire alone cannot sustain. Desire burns hot for a moment, but discipline fuels the flame for a lifetime. That is why so many start strong but never finish. Desire gets you excited at the beginning, but when challenges come, when the journey grows long, when the applause fades, only discipline can keep you moving forward. Destiny is not unlocked by wanting. It is unlocked by doing, by becoming consistent in the small things that build toward the great things. If desire were enough, everyone would fulfill their purpose. But destiny is reserved for those who are willing to pay the price of discipline. It is the price that turns dreams into reality, visions into accomplishments, and desires into destiny. Talent may open the door, but discipline keeps you in the room. Talent can attract attention. It can create opportunities. It can make people notice you for a moment. But talent alone is never enough to sustain success. The world is filled with people who were gifted, who started strong, who had brilliance, charisma, or skill. But because they lacked discipline, they could not remain where talent had placed them. Discipline is the difference between a shooting star and a lasting light. A shooting star shines brightly for a moment and then disappears. But a lasting light continues to burn because it is fueled consistently. Talent can get you invited, but without discipline, you will be disqualified. It is discipline that teaches you to sharpen your gift, to refine your skill, to keep learning, to stay humble, and to keep growing when others are praising you. When discipline is absent, talent becomes a trap. It makes you believe you don't need to prepare, you don't need to study, you don't need to control your habits. And sooner or later, that lack of preparation will expose you. But when discipline is present, your gift multiplies, your character deepens, and your influence endures. Opportunities will always come, but they will also test you. Doors can open suddenly, but only discipline determines whether you will still be standing inside when the door closes again. Talent introduces you, but discipline sustains you, protects you, and ensures that your presence in the room is not temporary, but transformational. To profess my tradition, discipline is the highest form of self-love because it is choosing your future over your feelings. It is telling yourself that you are worthy of sacrifice, worthy of consistency, worthy of the effort it takes to become the best version of who you were created to be. Many people think self-love is only about comfort, indulgence, or giving yourself whatever you want in the moment. But true self-love is the courage to deny yourself temporary pleasure so you can secure permanent progress. When you're disciplined, you are not punishing yourself. You are protecting yourself. You're protecting your health, your time, your vision, your destiny. You are saying, I refuse to let laziness rob me. I refuse to let distractions steal me. I refuse to let excuses define me. That is love in its purest form. Valuing yourself enough to not settle for less than what you were designed to be. Discipline demands that you hold yourself accountable. It demands that you rise when it would be easier to sleep, that you focus when it would be easier to drift, that you push when it would be easier to quit. And every time you do this, you are proving to yourself that you are worth the struggle. This kind of self-love is not loud, it is not glamorous, it is not always celebrated. It happens in the quiet moments, in the unseen decisions, in the daily choices that shape your character. But over time, discipline rewards you with the life you truly deserve, not just the one you temporarily desire. That is why discipline is not restriction, it is liberation. The freedom to live as the person you were always meant to become. Without discipline, potential remains buried potential because raw ability without structure never matures into achievement. Every person carries within them gifts, ideas, and strengths that could change their lives and impact the world. But potential is only possibility. It is not destiny. Potential is like a seed. Unless it is cultivated with discipline, it stays locked in the soil, unseen and unused. Many people live and die full of potential, but empty of fulfillment. They had the talent, the vision, the opportunity, but they lacked the discipline to refine it, to work on it daily, to endure the process required for it to bear fruit. Potential without discipline is like an engine without fuel. It may look powerful, but it will never move. Discipline is what takes the hidden and makes it visible. It is what takes a singer from humming in private to mastering their voice until it can fill an arena. It is what takes an idea from the mind of a dreamer to the hands of a creator who changes lives. Without discipline, the gift remains locked inside, never expressed, never shared, never realized. The tragedy is not that people lack potential, it is that they bury it under laziness, excuses, and inconsistency. Discipline digs it up, polishes it, sharpens it, and gives it expression. The world is not moved by what you could have been. It is transformed by what you discipline yourself to become. Potential is the promise, but discipline is the delivery. True freedom is not the absence of rules, boundaries, or responsibilities, but the mastery of self. Many people think freedom means doing whatever you want, whenever you want, without restraint. But that kind of living is not freedom. It is chaos. When you are ruled by every impulse, every emotion, every craving, you are not free, you are enslaved. You become a prisoner to your appetites, a captive of your moods, a servant of your distractions. Real freedom is found in discipline, because discipline gives you control over yourself. It gives you the ability to say yes to what aligns with your purpose and no to what sabotages it. Freedom is not the liberty to indulge in everything. It is the strength to resist what diminishes you and embrace what develops you. When you master yourself, you rise above circumstances. You are not tossed around by opinions, not weakened by temptations, not derailed by setbacks. You can command your thoughts, direct your energy, and focus your actions toward your destiny. That is freedom. Living by choice, not by chance. Living by principle, not by pressure. Living by vision, not by impulse. The absence of rules does not make you free, it leaves you vulnerable. But when you gain mastery of self, you walk in the highest form of liberty, the ability to govern your own life with wisdom, strength, and intentionality. That is the kind of freedom that produces lasting success and true fulfillment. Discipline transforms dreams into habits and habits into destiny, because every great achievement begins as an idea, but it is discipline that turns that idea into a lifestyle. A dream without discipline remains only a vision in the mind, a picture of what could be. But when you apply discipline, you begin to translate that dream into small, consistent actions, repeated day after day, until they form habits. Habits are powerful because they no longer rely on inspiration. They flow from structure. A dream might motivate you for a moment, but habits sustain you for a lifetime. When discipline reshapes your daily routine, what once seemed distant and impossible begins to feel natural and inevitable. Your choices become patterns. Your patterns become habits. And your habits form the foundation of your destiny. This is why people who rely only on motivation fade, while those who live with discipline endure. Motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you going until the dream becomes a habit, and the habit becomes part of who you are. You no longer struggle to do it. It becomes your lifestyle. Destiny is not the product of occasional effort. It is the harvest of consistent discipline. The future you long for will not arrive in a single leap. It will come step by step, habit by habit, until one day you look back and realize that what you once dreamed about has become the life you are living. Discipline is the bridge that carries the dream into practice, and the practice into destiny fulfilled. Greatness is never accidental. It is always intentional and disciplined. No one stumbles into significance or wakes up one morning to find they have fulfilled their destiny by chance. Greatness is the result of deliberate choices, daily sacrifices, and consistent discipline that refuses to settle for mediocrity. Every person who has left a lasting mark on history did so because they lived with purpose and structure. They were intentional with their time, intentional with their thoughts, intentional with their actions. They understood that greatness is not a moment, but a lifestyle. Not a gift, but a responsibility. Discipline is what transforms intention into impact. Because desire without order leads to frustration. But desire combined with discipline creates transformation. Greatness demands focus. It requires you to say no to distractions, no to shortcuts, no to the things that look good but do not align with your purpose. It requires you to rise when others are sleeping, to work when others are wasting time, to keep pressing forward when others are giving up. Discipline gives you the endurance to remain committed when the excitement fades, when the applause dies down, when the obstacles grow heavy. Accidents may produce moments of luck, but they can never produce greatness. Greatness is born out of vision, guarded by discipline, choices guided by wisdom, and actions repeated with consistency. It is intentionality that sets the direction and discipline that keeps the course. When these two walk together, greatness is inevitable. The undisciplined life is governed by circumstances. The disciplined life governs circumstances. When a person lacks discipline, they are at the mercy of whatever happens around them. Their mood shifts with the weather. Their progress halts at the first obstacle. Their choices are dictated by convenience rather than conviction. They live reactively, allowing life to push them in every direction. If conditions are favorable, they move forward. If conditions are difficult, they retreat. Such a life is unstable, fragile, and easily broken. But the disciplined life operates differently. A disciplined person does not wait for circumstances to align, they create alignment. They are not driven by moods, but by mission. They are not controlled by obstacles, but by objectives. When storms come, they do not collapse, because their foundation is not in circumstances, but in consistency. Discipline gives them the strength to rise above their environment and dictate the terms of their progress. Circumstances will always change. That is the nature of life. Some seasons will be favorable, others will be harsh. The undisciplined person is tossed back and forth like a leaf in the wind. But the disciplined person is like a tree with deep roots. They stand firm no matter the weather. Discipline allows you to say, I will not let what happens around me decide what happens within me. It is discipline that gives you mastery. It enables you to turn setbacks into stepping stones, delays into preparation, and obstacles into opportunities. Instead of being ruled by circumstances, you use them as tools to shape your destiny. That is the power of discipline. It makes you the governor of your life rather than the victim of your environment. Your destiny is not determined by what you wish for, but by what you are willing to consistently do. Wishing is easy. Everyone has dreams, hopes, and desires. But destiny does not respond to wishes. It responds to actions repeated with faithfulness. A wish paints a picture of possibility, but only consistent discipline builds the road that takes you there. Many people live their entire lives talking about what they want to become, what they hope to achieve, what they plan to do one day. But destiny is not shaped by talk. It is shaped by daily choices. It is not in the occasional burst of effort, but in the steady rhythm of commitment. It is the willingness to rise again and again, to keep working when no one is watching, to keep pressing forward when results are not immediate. Consistency is the great separator. Anyone can wish for success, but only the consistent achieve it. Consistency transforms effort into progress, progress into growth, and growth into destiny fulfilled. Each small action may not look significant on its own, but together they create momentum that nothing can stop. What you are willing to do every day reveals what you truly value. If you value your destiny, you will discipline yourself to move toward it with unwavering commitment. The future does not belong to dreamers alone. It belongs to the doers, to those who match their wishes with consistent action. Your destiny is not waiting on what you hope for. It is waiting on what you will choose to do again and again until your life aligns with the purpose you were created to fulfill. You were not born to live an average life. You are not created to merely exist. You carry within you a destiny that is greater than your fears, greater than your excuses, greater than the distractions around you. But destiny does not unlock itself. It requires the force of discipline. Discipline is the key that turns potential into power, dreams into reality, and vision into legacy. It is the difference between those who talk about what could have been and those who rise to become what they were meant to be. So the question is not, what do you wish for? The question is, what are you willing to discipline yourself to do? Because the world will not remember you for your intentions. It will remember you for your results. Make the choice today to master yourself. Make the choice to stay consistent when it's hard, to remain focused when it's tempting to drift, to keep pressing when it feels easier to quit. If you do, no circumstance, no setback, no opposition will be strong enough to stop you. Your future is waiting. Your destiny is calling. And the key is already in your hands. Discipline is that key. Use it, and nothing can keep you from unlocking the life you were born to live.